bodybuilding's a marathon, not a sprint, so very much so I need to train in a way that allows me to keep my longevity and health. I feel like what separates good from great is you know, like how hard you're able to work and how disciplined you're able to be. So we're trying to do a little bit more with this one and show you a little bit more about what goes into going from this fat white blob that I am to hopefully, you know, coming out with that overall win at Nationals. What's up, guys? So here at Destination Dallas for the 5-year anniversary party. Have some exciting news. I was totally kidding about needing surgery. You know, I've been dealing with what I thought was a shoulder issue for like a really long time, you know, kind of like the second half of this last prep and all of the rebound I had afterwards. You know, it's like my wrist was killing me and, you know, like my bicep wasn't feeling right. And, you know, I got to the point one day where I woke up, felt like someone hit me in the shoulder with a baseball bat. And to that point I was like, okay, something's wrong. So, you know, like really couldn't train, not that I didn't want to, I literally couldn't train from how much pain I was in. So, you know, ended up going and getting a couple MRIs, going to see a couple different orthopedic surgeons, and I actually saw 3 orthopedic surgeons. The first two were very convinced that they wanted to operate on it, and then the third one that I found, and I liked his opinion the most for some reason, said we didn't need to cut on it, we just needed to, you know, like treat the symptoms. And, you know, because like the MRI showed everything's perfectly healthy, you know, there's no labral tear, cartilage in the ligaments, everything's intact. Basically the issue is my bicep tendon hypertrophied to the point where it's subluxing is the medical term, in and out of the bicipital groove. So basically the tendon's gotten so thick it's like riding in and out of the groove it's supposed to be in. So that was the issue. So we decided to try you know, a minimally invasive procedure, which was PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and Toradol, ultrasound-guided injection. So Toradol's an NSAID, a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. So that little cocktail was put directly into the bicep tendon sheath via ultrasound. You know, hadn't really trained anything in 4 weeks from the upper body. Got that shot, and you have to give it a week for it to really set and be better. So took 1 more week off, so at that point 5 weeks, no training from the waist up, and you know, I got a lot of relief from that injection, and it was just kind of a matter of, you know, easing myself back into the gym.
I wanted whatever was best for his career, you know. But I really wanted him to do it, and if he really couldn't do it, then we wouldn't do it.
Here at Destination again, back to be shooting with Per Bernal. And if you don't know who Per is, he's like probably one of the best fitness photographers out there right now. A lot of his pictures, the ones you see in all the magazines and stuff. But something you gotta know about Per is he doesn't mess around with fake weights or stage shots. I remember probably like 3 or 4 years ago, me and Sergio Oliva Jr. actually shot with him. And he worked our asses over for like 4 hours straight at the Metroflex in Long Beach. Like my entire body felt like it was in a car wreck the next day. So. For those that'll wonder and ask, this point, you know, like last prep compared to this prep at exactly this point, right now I'm waking up fasted like 256, 257. Last prep at this point I was waking up fasted like 251, 252, so you know, 5-7 pounds. I'm not gonna say it's all muscle, but definitely not fat either. I feel my conditioning's pretty similar to where it was at 11 weeks out in last prep as well. So hopefully some good growth and whatnot came out of that little rebound off season, little mini off season we had between junior USAs and the upcoming Nationals. mindset when it comes to bodybuilding, I guess, you know, like everyone has, you know, like different reasons they do it or whatever, but I feel like at the end of the day, everyone does it to be, you know, like the best version of yourself that you can be. So, you know, like throughout, you know, like the course of prep, I feel like personally I go through like several, you know, like stages at least. I've done enough now to kind of feel like it always kind of happens the same for me. Like I'll start prep, you know, like really huge and full from off season, and you know, just be feeling really good, and I'll look huge, and you know, like I'll have some body fat on me, but you know, like I'm so round and so big, I'm like, okay, this is awesome. And then, you know, as I start, you know, like losing a little bit of weight, and you know, like that stage from where I'm like just huge and round and full blown off season to where I really start getting in shape, I just feel like small and skinny and fat. As bad as that sounds between the two stages, and you know, like at that point, it's one of those things, you know, you always hear people say trust the plan. You know, like the first time I was freaking out, you know, like I've done it enough times now to know it's just kind of one of those things, like trust the plan, suck it up. A couple weeks from now, you're going to wake up and be like, oh shit, it's happening, you know? And then, you know, like once I hit that point where like, you know, like it's like, okay, it's happening, this is cool. You know, like my mindset goes, you know, like how hard, you know, like can we push things? You know, like how far can we take this? How much can I change? You know, like at the end of it, it's like how much can I change even daily, I feel like. But, you know, it's like, once I, you know, like get that ball rolling, you know, it's like every single week, it's like how much different can I be this week? How much better can I get this week? You know, like what stone did I leave unturned that I can not leave unturned? So it just, once I get in that zone, it's like I really feel like that's the point where I like truly hit my stride and get in the zone, and that's all the way through the rest of the show. Just finished up training. About to go swimming with my little girl and her cousin here over at my cousin's house, actually. So I have Brooklyn quite a bit, both during the week and then like every other weekend pretty much. So, you know, make it fun for her when I have her on the weekends. You know, like as prep goes on and I get like hungry and hungrier and hungrier, obviously I have less and less and less energy. So definitely like to, you know, get out ahead on the activities, if that makes sense. You know, like the last like month or something, us playing is like me laying on the floor and getting jumped on because I'm so tired.